All righty, everybody, and we are live. Welcome to another live stream on my YouTube channel. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling well. Today's a special live stream because it's not just a live show, it's a live workshop where I'm going to be walking you guys through things that will most definitely help you throughout your life, help you direct your life and create your life and manifest what it is you want to see in your life in a much more conscious way, in a much more motivating way as well. And in this case, in a much more fun way. So, what we're going to do today, as you see, the title of this workshop is Accessing Awareness: How to Awaken the Divine Energy Within You. And it's all based on this book right here called Accessing Awareness. I wrote it about a year ago, a year and change ago, maybe 2 years ago. I came out with it last year, about a year and a half ago, and it's been changing many lives worldwide. So we're going to be diving into what this is all about. I highly, highly recommend you all to get this book as well. It's available on Amazon. You can also go to my website and get it over there. Accessing Awareness: A Simple Guide to Accessing the Divine Light, by myself, Jason Shirka. Make sure to check it out. It's an incredible book. It really is what I like to call, like, I don't want to use the word Bible because that's a heavy word, but something that you can go back to and not just read, but something you can study. If you study this, if you take away certain things from this workshop and then apply it into your life after reading this book, after this workshop as well, if you haven't already, it will change your life in a very positive way. So again, today's workshop is called Accessing Awareness. We're going to dive into some of the main aspects of it, like knowledge versus awareness, the mechanism of consciousness, upgrading your instruments, body, mind, and soul. On the body aspect of it, which is arguably one of the most important aspects of what we're going to be speaking about today, we're talking about instruments like your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your nose, your organs, your physical essence, your physical body, your brain, and so on and so forth. From there, we're going to speak about individual versus collective consciousness. We're going to be speaking about the matrix and what you have to do to master the matrix. We're going to be speaking about accessing divine consciousness, 10th dimensional awareness. We'll speak about certain practices that you can do at home on your day to day to increase and expand and elevate and ascend your awareness and consciousness. And then we're going to close up. Now, before we begin, I want to do what I usually do on these workshops, on these live calls. I want to ask you all, where are you tuning in from? What city, what state, what country, what town, what village, sometimes what planet, but where are you tuning in from? My intention of always asking that in the beginning before any live stream I do, whether it's a workshop or a lecture or whatever it may be, is because I want to show that we are far and wide all around the world, and this community extends beyond just you feeling alone because nobody else thinks like you. There are many people who think like you. As a matter of fact, at least 220,000 people, because that's how many subscribers I have on this YouTube channel now. So make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to build the community. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. Make sure to follow me on Telegram. There are links in the description below, but most importantly, subscribe. Click that subscribe button on this YouTube channel so you are notified of any new things that come out. So I see people here from uh, Alabama, Georgia, New Zealand, North Carolina, Namibia, Ireland, United Kingdom, New Jersey, Toronto, New York City, Texas, Las Vegas, Nevada, California, Oregon, Melbourne, Australia, Pennsylvania, Russia, San Diego, California, Toronto, Canada, Rhode Island, Ontario, Canada, Vancouver, and the list goes on and on and on. We are far and wide. Our community stretches beyond what most people even comprehend. I want to say thank you all very much for being here with me live. Before we officially dive in, just a few things to get out of the way and inform you about and announce on so you all know what's going on. So again, before we dive into the workshop officially, few quick things. Number one, big event happening in January of 2026. We're going to kick off the new year in the best possible way. It's called Becoming Superhuman. It's a transformational event. I did this once in the past. I'm doing it again, only this time we're doing it with not just me, not just Dr. Brian Artis, not just Dr. Ed Group, not just Robert Edward Grant, but two other individuals have joined the roster as well. As you can see right over here, we have myself, Dr. Ed Group, Robert Edward Grant, Dr. Brian Artis. Aaron Abke is a new addition to the roster. He had scheduling issues in the past, but he's now able to make it. And Pete Heibloom is also going to be there. He's flying in from Australia. So for those of you in Australia, you have no excuse not to fly to Miami. Have a good time, be in the sun, enjoy the nice weather, and also transform your entire life. Make sure to go to my website, jasonshirka.com/superhuman. There's a link in the description below, only 444 spots. Make sure to get your ticket while they last. You can read about the event, watch past testimonials. And of course, when you get your ticket to the Becoming Superhuman Transformation event, you are also automatically entered into getting a light system cube and a light system pyramid for free. There's going to be a raffle there on the ground for everybody that's there in person, and you may be a winner of one of these. And who knows, there may be even more gifts and more raffles that are going to be done on the ground. So make sure to go to my website, jasonshirka.com/superhuman, learn more about the event. It's going to be an incredible event. Speaking about books, I'm going to be giving away, as you could see over here, a signed copy to all people that come there in person, a signed copy of my newest book that nobody knows about yet, but now you do, called The Activation. It's a 23-day activation interactive program that you will go through by both reading and writing in this book. So make sure to check that out. That's jasonshirka.com/superhuman. Get your tickets while you still can and while they last. In addition to that, when it comes to accessing awareness, purifying your body, I'm doing something really big in 12 days from now, starting on November 17th, that's going to help you elevate your awareness and consciousness and also just be a better human being in many, many different ways. That thing is a liver cleanse. It's a 6-day liver cleanse that I'm inviting you all to be a part of with me. This is what it looks like right over here. You can get it with the link in the description below this video. Make sure to get your liver cleanse as soon as possible. They're just about $100 and they're worth millions because of what they're going to be doing for you and your body and your mind, and your spirit and your soul. I'm going to be starting that on November 17th. I invite you all to be a part of the liver cleanse journey with me. Again, this is what it looks like. And if you want to get yours, go to the link in the description below or simply go to tlsmarketplace.shop. Under the supplement section, you'll be able to get your liver cleanse and many other incredible things from Global Healing. So make sure to check that out. In addition to that, when it comes to the shop, these are my light system bracelets. I just realized I don't have my medallion on because I just got out of the shower and I took it off. It's in my kitchen. But usually I wear my Tiger's Eye TLS Supercharged medallion. Make sure to get yours, whether it's a Tiger's Eye, whether it's rose quartz, clear quartz, tourmaline, whatever it may be, shungite. Make sure to get yours. They are incredible products. They're super affordable. tlsmarketplace.shop is where you can get it. There's a link in the description below as well. And while we're on the topic of TLS, again, this is the light system cube. This is the light system pyramid. Soon you will see something you've never seen before. There's going to be a very big light system giveaway happening very soon. So stay tuned. But right now, throughout the entire month of November, the light system is doing a buy one, get one free sale, which is awesome because you could save thousands of dollars and get even more of the technology in your home, in your wellness center, or anything in between. That means if you get a 12-unit system that comes with a free cube, if you get a 24-unit system that comes with a free pyramid, if you get a 32-unit system that comes with a free chair with the coils, and if you get a chair that comes with the coils for free, the PEMF coils. So make sure to check it out. Go to thelightsystems.com. They're the sponsor of the big event in January as well. Thelightsystems.com is where you can learn more about this promotion. It's the biggest one they've ever done. And you can book a call with a TLS team member right now and throughout November to ask your questions and get your technology. It's absolutely incredible. And to answer your question, Yosarin, yes, these products are the best ones on the market, at least in my opinion. That's why I represent them. And they are extremely effective. There are studies coming out to show that they are more effective than anything else out there of its kind on the market today. So make sure to go to tlsmarketplace.shop if you want to get your TLS bracelets or your TLS medallions, which mine is in my kitchen right now. On top of that, get your liver cleanse there. They ship basically everywhere if my knowledge is correct, if my recollection is correct. And on top of that, in addition to that, I should say, also take advantage of the buy one, get one free sale on the Light System website at the Light Systems in plural with an S at the end, thelightsystems.com. There are links in the description below for absolutely everything. Make sure to check it out. Click those links, book your call, and let's have a good time. With that, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Join me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, and join me on Telegram. There are links in the description below. So with that, we're going to get started. My question for each and every one of you are you ready to rumble? Are you ready to have a great workshop all together? We're going to dive into the nitty-gritty pieces of how you access higher awareness, what that really means, and what knowledge and understanding you need to have in order to get to that point. Because knowledge is power, but knowledge without awareness is a very dangerous place to be. So we're going to start with some welcoming, intention setting. I want to welcome each and every one of you to this live workshop on my YouTube channel. Thank you all from everywhere you're tuning into all around the world. Today, we're going to have an amazing time. Today's purpose is not just about knowledge. As I said, it's about awareness. It's about transformation. It's about remembering who you truly are. And it's not as hard as most people tell you. So just to ground ourselves and reset ourselves, I want to invite you all, first and foremost, into a place of presence. You do that through breathing and silence. So wherever you are around the world, even if it's noisy around you, just take 60 seconds and breathe. And I'm going to do that myself with you guys. 60 seconds, breathe in and out through your nose, in and out through your stomach. Bring the air into your belly and your stomach and just relax. So close your eyes if you feel. I will do that myself. I will see you guys in 60 seconds. Intention setting for what we're about to do. And then we're going to dive right into the workshop. With that, I invite you all back. Welcome to the Accessing Awareness live interactive workshop. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have an expansive time. We're going to have an ascending time, an elevating time. And we're going to do what we love doing, which is becoming better human beings. In this case, becoming superhuman through accessing higher awareness. So, with that, I want to introduce a core theme of everything or one thing that connects to everything throughout this workshop. And that one thing is awareness. Awareness is everything. Everything is also connected to everything. Now, I want to speak about knowledge versus awareness because most people don't know the difference. And I'm going to use an analogy that I use in this book right here, Accessing Awareness, that if you didn't read, you will learn about now, but make sure to get the book and to read the book. It's an incredible book. And it's not because I wrote it. It's not things that I came up with. It's things that are not original. It's things that's been out there for a very long time. I just put my own unique twist on it in the best way that I can explain it. So, what is the difference between knowledge versus awareness? And to make it very simple, when it comes to understanding what I like to call the puzzle analogy, in a puzzle, you have a lot of different pieces. All those pieces make up a picture. Now, those individual pieces all represent knowledge. Awareness is understanding how all those pieces come together and are basically interdependent and depend on one another in order to make a bigger picture. And that bigger picture is awareness. Now, I'm going to give you guys an example of knowledge without awareness and why it's so dangerous so you understand what I'm talking about. And the best example I can use is the pharmaceutical industry when it comes to a lot of knowledge but a lack of awareness. Whether that's by intentional design or unintentional design, I think it's a little bit of both, but let's speak about that. The pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, is genius and brilliant when it comes to understanding all these different pieces, right? All these different pieces of knowledge. So they know everything about everything when it comes to the body. They know every single puzzle piece. They know every single piece of every single puzzle piece, right? So they know every organ. They know all the structure of those organs. They know how every organ is put together. They even, to an extent, know how organs interact with others, but they come from an approach that I call reductionism. I don't call it reductionism. It is called reductionism, but I'm going to refer to it as reductionism today. Now, here's what we need to know. The difference between reductionism versus holism is the same difference between knowledge versus awareness. Reductionism is taking a whole puzzle or a screen with a lot of pixels and breaking it up to every single pixel and what it does. The problem with that is the first law of thermodynamics is energy cannot be created or destroyed. And if energy can't be created or destroyed, that means that the pixels, the pieces of the puzzles, are endless. And therefore, you cannot know everything. But you don't need to know everything when you come from the holistic approach. You just need to know the few laws that govern everything. Now, before I get to that, again, knowledge versus awareness, reductionism versus holism. Reductionism is what the medical industry does today. It's what the medical mafia does today. It's what the pharmaceutical industry does today. They reduce everything to individual pieces and they come up with solutions for that individual piece without seeing how it impacts the piece next to it. Example, Accutane. Accutane is perfecting the pixel of acne, and it really works. It does get rid of the acne. It dries up the skin, it pushes everything out at the expense of the other piece of that puzzle that we call the liver. So now you might have liver damage. You might end up, unfortunately, getting cancer because of that liver damage if that's not taken care of properly. The idea over here is while these individuals are experts in every single piece, they have all this knowledge, but they forgot about the awareness of holism. They forgot about the fact that everything is connected to everything else. And when you shift one thing, everything else shifts as well. So that's why we have side effects in the medical industry. We don't need side effects, but we have side effects because we work on reductionism as opposed to holism. We work off of only knowledge without awareness. Awareness of what? Awareness of how everything combines and interacts with one another. Awareness changes perception. It changes how we go about healing. It changes how we go about understanding reality. It changes everything in our lives. So number one, when it comes to accessing awareness, knowledge is not all that you need. Knowledge is a very important step, but knowledge without awareness of everything being connected to everything else is a problem. Now, I'm going to be speaking about the fundamental laws to an extent throughout this live workshop because the fundamental laws are extremely important when it comes to understanding what governs the whole. There aren't that many laws that govern the whole. Look at numbers, right? This is the best example I can give, at least off the top of my head, because I don't script any of this. When it comes to numbers, numbers are endless. They're infinite. You can't know all numbers, but you don't need to know all numbers to understand how numbers work. You need to know four laws, if you want to call them that. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. If you know those four things, whatever you want to call those things, then you know every single number. Again, you don't need to know every single number. You just need to know what governs those numbers. And those four things, along with 10 other things, which are digits, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, is what will give you not just the knowledge, but the awareness of the things that govern the world of infinite numbers. Same thing in the world that we live in today. We'll never know everything about something that's infinite because energy is infinite. But if we understand the governing laws, which we'll speak about later on when we understand mastering the matrix and what the matrix really is, then we'll get to the point of knowing what we need to know to live the lives that we want to live. The next topic is the mechanism of consciousness. So we spoke about knowledge versus awareness and how knowledge without awareness leads to dangerous outcomes. Now we're going to the mechanism of consciousness. This is one of my favorite topics. Now, let's talk about consciousness. Let's talk about reality. Reality does not exist outside of you. I know it seems to be that way because we could touch things, we could talk to people. It seems like it's an external reality. But what if I told you that it is not an external reality? Your experience of an external reality is really an internal reality and a reflection and an expression of a reflection of an internal reality. Now, some people say, okay, well, what does that really mean? Because we see things outside of ourselves, we act accordingly, and that's all we can really know. But no, the mechanism of consciousness shows us that reality is decoded by our instruments, in this case, our bodies and its organs and its pieces, our eyes, our ears, our brains, our noses, our five senses, our intuitive sense, and so on and so forth. Your intuition is directly connected to the purity of those instruments, which I'll speak about in a moment. But as awareness expands, your ability to decode reality expands as well. How do you decode it? Through those instruments. So I'll give you an example. Your eyes. I have eyes. You have eyes, I hope. And yet you may be able to see something that I can't, right? You may be able to look at a person and see that that person has liver disease just by looking at them. And my eyes don't see the same thing while I still have the same two eyes that you have. The difference is the software, the consciousness, the awareness that those instruments are operating on. Some computers are running on older softwares. Newer computers are running on newer softwares. And different softwares give you different abilities. It still looks like a computer. It still has a RAM. It still has a hard drive. It still has a chip. It still has all these things. But based on the level of decoding and processing power, you're able to do different things with almost the same components. Now, that has to do with our instruments. The best example I can give to understand that in a very, hopefully, easy to understand way is a computer. A computer, when you use a computer and go to a website, that website does not exist as Facebook.com. And I've given this example before, but now I'm going to show it to you. So this is Facebook.com. And we see all these different stories and we see all these different posts and we see these different buttons and we can like and we can comment and we can share and we can like comments and we can reply to comments. And it seems like all of these different buttons exist in the way that we see them. But when you right click and you click view page source, guess what happens? You will see a code pop up. And this is actually the page that looks like this. So what is the job of the computer? The job of the computer is to take this source code and to decode it into this website. But what we need to understand and be aware of is that this website does not exist in the way that we experience or see it. We may see spaces between the buttons. We may see the ability to like and comment, but that's not what actually is happening. What's actually happening is this is what the website is. It is a source code. It is a code. It is a program. And the purpose of the computer is to decode this code and express it into something that's coherent that we can see and interact with and so on and so forth. You don't work in a different way. We work as human beings in the same exact way. There is a source code to reality. It is expressed through light. Our instruments, our eyes, convert light into something we can see, or energy, I should say, into light that we can see. Our ears convert energy into things we can hear. Our taste buds convert energy into things we can taste. Our noses convert energy into things we can smell. Our brains convert energy into things that we use to operate our bodies on. And everybody, based on their level of awareness, has a different decoding mechanism. And that's why some people are able to look at something and see things that other people cannot. They have the same instruments operating on a higher software, operating on a faster processor. The goal for your understanding is to increase the processing power so we can see more, do more, and understand more, and therefore act in a more conscious way. So that is what the mechanism of consciousness is, and that's how it all works. It's happening inside out, not outside in. Outside is a reflection of what's going on inside, and inside is all dependent on how you decode and process energy into something you experience as your external reality. And that's why I said as your awareness expands, your decoding and processing power expands as well. Now the question is, how do we upgrade the instruments? Right? How do we upgrade the eyes? How do we upgrade the ears? How do we upgrade the nose? How do we upgrade the intuition? How do we upgrade the brain? How do we upgrade the taste buds? How do we upgrade everything that we're working with? And this is where I share an analogy that's actually spoken about in Rays of Light. It's one of the lectures that Rabbi A.A. gave to Ray years ago that was written down in Rays of Light. And it's something that I take with me in every aspect of every day and everything that I do. There are four levels to reality in the way that Rabbi A.A. explains it: the body, the mind, the spirit, and the soul. The body is the main dimension that we experience ourselves through, the physical dimension that we experience life through, so long as we're human beings. And it's the dimension that holds all the other dimensions above it, meaning it's the foundation to everything, so long as we're having a human experience. Then you have the mind, which in Hebrew is called the nephesh. The mind is basically not the mind, but it's the subconscious mind, the subconscious operating system that causes your blood to flow, your heart to beat, and so on and so forth. Your cuts to scab, your platelets to reorient in order to make you stop bleeding when you get a cut, and so on and so forth. That's the mind. The spirit is a piece of the soul. It's the identified portion of the soul. So the Jason having the experience in this life, the essence of Jason in this life. And the soul is the overarching aspect that connects all lives, you to absolutely everything else. The most important aspect of this is the body. Now, that's counterintuitive because most people say, well, if we want to access higher awareness, we got to do things like meditation. We got to do things like prayer and so on and so forth. And all of that's important. I do that every single day, every morning and every night. But that is not the foundation. Because you can pray all you want. If you're eating McDonald's, you're blocking that from moving forward. If you're drinking Coca-Cola, you're blocking that from moving forward. The body is the foundation of absolutely everything. And when you have a clean physical body, that is opening the gateway to spiritual clarity. Because so long as the body is trying to deal with this disease and this hardship physically and so on and so forth, it's going to be much harder to be focusing on the spiritual aspect of life because you're so preoccupied with what the body needs to do to stay alive. The other analogy that was spoken about in Rays of Light that I'll share about as well today is something that's interesting and it makes it easier to understand. Think about it as a tree, the four levels as a tree, the body being the roots, the trunk being the mind, the canopy, meaning the branches being the spirit, and the leaves being the soul. Most of us just want to go straight to the highest level that exists. But if you go straight to the canopy of that tree and try to hang, and the roots are not strong, and the roots are rotten, the tree will topple over and you will have failed. And at that point, you will understand that the roots were the most important thing to be able to climb that tree. The roots represent your body, and that's why physical purity is so important when it comes to a higher gateway of accessing spiritual clarity and spiritual abundance. That's another reason why I'm saying, do this liver cleanse with me. Fast with me when I fast, but this is what I'm inviting you to. Do this liver cleanse with me. Use the light system technology. Eat better, breathe more, meditate more, and pray more as well. Write more to take these things out of your mind and detoxify the mind, because that is how you detoxify the mind, by writing. I can go on and on and on every single day about this for years, but I can also simplify it in a very simple way. Clean food, breath work for more oxygen in the body, detoxes like the liver cleanse for releasing toxins out of the body, using things like the light system, and cleansing as a whole. clean water as a whole, purity of the physical body, because the body is the base of your being, is the most important thing when it comes to accessing awareness. And if you do nothing but one thing, take care of your physical vessel, because that vessel is your best friend. It's not your limitation. It's your best friend that will allow you to do incredible things in this life. But to access higher awareness, that is the foundational base of absolutely everything. Now, when it comes to individual versus collective consciousness, the next part of what I want to speak about here, a lot of people say, well, individually, I'm going to do everything, but collectively, what can I really do? Well, that's where I would tell you to go read Dr. David Hawkins' book. He's no longer with us, but Dr. David Hawkins' book, The Map of Consciousness, because you will learn that the map of consciousness is a logarithmic scale. And what that means is one high frequency individual can outweigh millions, and in some cases, billions of many individuals operating and oscillating at a lower level of consciousness. For example, somebody on 700, let's say, which I believe is love, but I don't remember off the top of my head, somebody operating at 700 out of 1,000 on the map of consciousness outweighs 70 million people, if I'm not mistaken on that number, millions and millions and millions of people operating at a level of 200, which is more so the fear and the greed and the corruption, so on and so forth. So here's the freedom. On an individual level, you have the ability to impact the collective level. Now, the other thing to remember is that there is no such thing as the individual level. There is no such thing as that, because you may seem in this physical experience to be an individual. You are not an individual. You are something, a part of much bigger than just yourself, because that's the illusion of the reality that we see as the external expression, back to the mechanism of consciousness. This is about oneness. This is not about you. It's not about me, and it never was. This is about us. But in the physical experience, you must focus on you to impact positively us. If you succeed in reaching level 700, level 800 on the map of consciousness, then you will be changing the collective consciousness of the entire world, because of how much power you hold in that consciousness by holding in your vessel. But the only way to do that is first and foremost starting by cleaning your vessel. We also have to remember that on the individual level, victimhood does not exist, and it never has existed, and it will never exist, because everything happens because of you. When you understand the mechanism of consciousness, you understand that everything happens through you. Everything that you feel you're a victim to, why is this happening to me? It's not. There's a lesson there. And that lesson is meant to help you ascend, evolve, expand, and reach higher states of awareness and higher states of consciousness. But it is up to you on how you want to take that lesson. Do you want to turn into a bitter old man or old woman that says life has treated me poorly and God doesn't exist because life isn't fair? Or do you want to move out of the illusion of victimhood and say, all righty, I am in control. I am the creator of everything that's happened to me in my life. And it's not happening to me. It's happening because of me, and it's happening for me. It's not to put blame on you. It's for you to take accountability and understand, why have these things occurred for your greater good? And that is step 2 after the body, of reaching a higher state of awareness, a higher state of consciousness. But that brings us to mastering the matrix. What is the matrix? The matrix is the system that we experience life through. And there are some people that say, I want to escape the matrix. No, you don't. Escaping the matrix is called dying. Now, dying doesn't exist either, right? We evolve, we ascend, we reincarnate. That's okay. But the matrix is your friend. It's a game. It's not meant to limit you. It only limits you if you're a servant to the matrix as opposed to a master of the matrix. How do you become a master of the matrix? And moreover, why are you a servant to the matrix right now, if you are to any degree? And we all are to some degree as human beings. The answer is because we are not following the universal laws that govern everything. We're trying to do things through knowledge instead of awareness. And we have to do things first from the level of awareness if we want our knowledge to mean anything in a positive way. So what does that really mean? What are these universal laws? They're spoken about in this book. They're spoken about in my other books. They're spoken about in Forming the Formless right over here, the first book I ever wrote. And forming the formless is about understanding the foundational laws of creation. So I'm going to share some of them here today. Number one, the law of conservation. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. I mean, think about that for a second. If you understand how crazy that phrase is, that law is, energy cannot be created or destroyed. That means that the energy that made up this iPhone holder existed before this iPhone holder existed in this form. And when it's destroyed, if I were to take gasoline and burn it to absolute crisp, the energy wasn't destroyed. It just transformed into heat, into ash, and so on and so forth. In this case, it may pollute the environment. The idea over here is to understand that when you get and truly embody that energy can't be created or destroyed, that's one of the governing laws of creation. It's one of the governing laws of absolutely everything. And it's what will help us access higher awareness, because if you sit with that, if you meditate with that law and you try to apply it to everything in your life, you'll see how energy is just recycling itself. That's the proof of reincarnation. Energy is just recycling itself, and mainstream science tells us that. They just don't know how to connect it to reincarnation because it becomes spiritual and they don't get it. And they don't get it because they can't measure it. But I don't care about what you can measure. I care about what you can prove. And what you can prove is not always based on what you can measure. It's based on connecting the fundamental laws and understanding how they connect to make a greater life for all of us, a more aware life for all of us. And if you combine that with knowledge, your knowledge goes a whole lot further. After the law of conservation comes the law of vibration. What you experience, or I should say, you experience what you are in resonance with. This is how the radio works. This is how walkie-talkies work. For me to communicate with you on a walkie-talkie, we need to be on the same channel. If you want to listen to rap, you're going to need to go to 97.1, at least in New York, 97.1 FM. It's a frequency modulation. If you want to hear the news, you're going to go to 1010 AM, which is another modulation. It's just a frequency. And that is no different than understanding the frequencies that you tune to in this life to experience a specific type of reality. If you are tuned to sadness in your individual life, you will see that expressed in your outwardly expressed life, in your external reality. Likewise, if you are tuned to health and joy and happiness, you will see a whole lot more of that, because the universe is a biofeedback loop. And when you put good feedback into it, you get good feedback out of it. When you put bad feedback into it, you get negative feedback out of it. This is where you are to be held accountable. And if you read my other book, I don't have it here, but it's called The Language of Energy. It will show you exactly what to do when it comes to shifting that vibration to experience the reality that you want to experience. This is not crazy. This is real. It's also simple. When you stop reading and you start studying, this is a short book. This is an easy to read book. This is a less than 200-page book, and this is no different. A short book, an easy to read book, a book that is less than 200 pages. You can read both of these in a few hours, but you shouldn't. You should study them over a few weeks. Study them, let them become a part of you, because they're also going to teach you another law, the law of oneness, which we spoke about. This is not about you and it's not about me. This is about a collective we. And that doesn't just mean human beings. The collective we, the oneness, includes trees, it includes water, it includes oceans. It includes Earth. It includes planets outside of Earth. It includes all of creation and existence as we know it. When you impact one thing, everything else changes. And that is the idea of the butterfly effect. The simple little butterfly thing from the wing, just a little gust of air can start a tornado on the other side of the world, could start a hurricane on the other side of the world. The butterfly effect is real, it exists, and it applies to each and every one of us, which then brings us to the law of balance. As above, so below, as within, so without. Apply that to your life, and you will see what governs the world. You will see how the laws that govern the world apply to you as an individual as well. And I'll give you an example. How do you apply this? Well, if you see that your life is super disorganized, then as above, so below, as within, so without, the law of balance, one of the governing laws, teaches us that that is happening internally as well. How do we fix that? We start organizing the things that are disorganized, and suddenly we see the things internally start organizing themselves. That's why I did a 30-day fast, because I wanted to detox and reorganize my internal reality to see a better reflection and a better expression in my external reality. And that is exactly what happened. All the way down to, if you have that drawer in your kitchen, your office, we all do, that's super messy, clean it. Clean it and see the world around you change. This is real. This is how you apply a governing law in a simple way to your life. And it sounds weird because it sounds easy. It sounds stupid because it sounds too easy and too good to be true. But I am telling you from experience, that is how this works. When it comes to the universal laws, the law of conservation of energy, the law of vibration, the law of oneness, the law of balance, these are just some of the governing laws that, when applied and understood, but applied into your life, will change your life and help you master the matrix instead of becoming a servant to it or continuing to be a servant to it. When it comes to accessing divine consciousness, we need to understand divine consciousness, God consciousness. How do you understand or apply God consciousness when you're a simple, mere mortal, a human being? You understand who you are, but beyond your flesh and blood. You are made up of energy that can't be created or destroyed. You are not Jason. You are not Melissa. You are not Jessica. You are not, David. You are not this one individual. That's just an identity. You are something that cannot be created or destroyed in its essence. And when you start operating accordingly, while in conjunction applying these fundamental laws that I just spoke about by thinking on them and start seeing, how does this apply to my world around me? And I'm not giving you all the answers because I can't. Because I can only give you my answers, but my answers may not be yours. You need to take the dots that are being shared with you, the gems that are being shared with you, and do the work to connect the dots and create the life that you want to live. And that's right, it takes effort on your side if you want to live a better life. Divine nature is all about two things, which are really one thing: giving and oneness. Because giving is receiving and oneness is absolutely everything. The divine is absolutely everything. It is all. It is not this and that. It just is. Meaning separation is another illusion that you can read about and learn more about in Forming the Formulas. Get this book if you haven't already and study it. Don't just read it, study it, become it. Take what's being shared and make it your own. That's why I write these things, because I want people to apply it in their day-to-day lives. When it comes to accessing divine consciousness, we must understand who we are. We are beyond flesh and blood, but we have to take care of our flesh and blood if we want to tap into the beyond of flesh and blood. And that's the dichotomy over here. That's the paradox over here. That on one hand, we're saying the body doesn't matter because you're so much more, but at the same time, if you want to realize that so much more, sorry, I'm talking fast, I'm just passionate. If you want to realize that so much more, you have to take care of the thing that the so much more says doesn't actually matter, because you are so much more than that. So, in summary, take care of the body to be able to access the all, because that is your foundation that opens the gateways to heaven, that opens the gateways to all that is, that opens the gateways to God consciousness, divine consciousness, 10th dimensional consciousness, according to rays of light, at least. So before I summarize, as a matter of fact, I will summarize, and then we'll talk about some little integration practices that we can do right here, bring with you, and close up. What did we talk about here? Accessing awareness starts with the physical dimension, first and foremost, while you are having a human experience. We need to understand the difference between knowledge versus awareness. You guys now understand that knowledge without awareness is dangerous, but knowledge is important. All the knowledge in the world is great, but what's even greater are the fundamental governing laws of absolutely everything. Those governing laws, or at least some of the foundational ones, are the law of conservation of energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. The law of vibration, you experience the vibration you're in resonance with, the reality you're in resonance with. The law of oneness, everything is connected to everything. And the law of balance, as above, so below, as within, so without. And that brings us to the mechanism of consciousness, which shows us that everything is an expression of what's going on within. Your external reality does not exist as an external reality, just like Facebook.com does not exist as the social media platform that we see it to be. It exists as a source code, same with you. Life is a source code. You are the computer. You are decoding and processing that source code and expressing it as what you or what appears to be an external reality. It is not an external reality. It is a reflection of what's going on within through your processing and decoding mechanisms. And to upgrade and expand those decoding mechanisms, you must focus first and foremost on the body, because the instruments that you have to decode that mechanism, to decode reality, is a part of your body: your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your nose, your brain, and so on and so forth. You clear the body, you purify the body, because the body is the base of your being in this human experience. You will be able to reach a higher level of awareness that will change your life. The practical tools on that front is clean food, clean water, clean words, clean thoughts, which clean food and clean water will then lead to. Breath work, bring more oxygen to the body, releasing toxins through things like this liver cleanse. There's a link in the description below to get it. Do it with me, starting November 17th. And if you don't get it in time, start it afterwards. You can do it on your own as well, but at least you know you were part of the community that did it all together. In addition to that, using things like the light system, use them. They are created to expand consciousness by helping you synchronize with balance, synchronize with elevated awareness and elevated consciousness. Not just elevated knowledge, but elevated awareness and elevated consciousness. And of course, cleansing across the board. Individual consciousness versus collective consciousness, there is no difference. As an individual, you have the ability to impact the collective. And instead of saying, how do I change billions of people directly, do it indirectly in the most powerful way. Change yourself, elevate yourself, and hold so much weight that you outweigh all the more negatively polarized individuals on this world. That is our obligation as human beings on this planet, and that will bring you into divine consciousness. All of what I just said will bring you to divine consciousness, God consciousness, 10th dimensional consciousness, because the divine nature is in giving and oneness. And if you can embody that, it will make it so much easier to get to that point. Through breath, through affirmations, through visualizations, you will be able to enhance this even quicker. So whenever you feel that things are just going wrong, and we have those times throughout our days, throughout our weeks, throughout our months, throughout our years, stop it before it starts, or stop it right when it starts so it doesn't turn into a snowball. Inhale awareness, and do this right now. Inhale awareness. Visualize it as a golden light. Inhale awareness. And exhale resistance. Inhale awareness. Exhale resistance. Inhale awareness. Exhale resistance. Feel the tension letting go of your body when you have back pain and neck pain. I have it all the time as well. We're human beings. Inhale awareness and exhale resistance. An affirmation you can use, and feel free to write this down. I am awareness. Say it out loud. I am awareness. I am the observer and creator. One more time. I am awareness. I am the observer and creator. And if you want to level up, we are awareness. We are the observers and the creators. We are awareness. We are the observers and creators. We are awareness. We are the observers and creators. And for a visualization practice, tonight, tomorrow, the next day, every day, for a period of 1, 2, even 3 minutes, right when you wake up, before you check your phone, visualize light expanding in the body. Tell yourself and ask God whatever that means to you for a good day today. Not a good day tomorrow, not a good week, and not a good month, a good day today. And every single time you have a win, starting from this moment, no matter how small or how big, celebrate that win like you won the lottery. Because that win and that celebration of that win will create a biofeedback loop that expands into more wins in your life. When you have a loss, what is the lesson? That is a win, transmuting loss into gain. And when you have a win, no matter how small or how big, celebrate it like you won the lottery because you did. Every win is a massive win because it's one step closer to where you want to be. There is no destination, there is just a journey, and that journey is your destination. Make that journey a comfortable one. Make that journey a fun one. Make that journey one full of gratitude. Make that journey full of love and joy and abundance and health, and make that journey one that you want to live. To do that, celebrate your wins. With that, I want to say thank you all very, very much for being a part of this workshop. As I said in the beginning of this workshop, and I'm going to close out with it as well, join the event because the energy you just got from me here today is a little piece of the energy that you're going to be able not just to receive, but to cultivate in the Becoming Superhuman, the transformation event happening in January of 2026. It's about 2.5 months out. I want to see you all there. Don't make excuses. I don't care what's going on then because there's nothing more important than your future. There's nothing more important than accessing that highest version of yourself. And there's no price on that either. Myself, Dr. Brian Artis, Dr. Ed Group, Robert Edward Grant, Pete Heibloom, and Aaron Abke will be guiding you through all of that over a 2.5 to 3 day period. And we want to see you there. Go to my website, jasonshirka.com/superhuman, or use the link in the description below. Make sure to get your liver cleanse on the TLS marketplace. There's a link in the description below. Make sure to get the liver cleanse and join me in preparation for this event. If you've already got your ticket, get the liver cleanse. It's one of the most important aspects of preparing for what we're about to do in January. Make sure to get your light system supercharged bracelets, the medallion that's in my kitchen right now. Make sure to get your light system supercharged medallions as well. TLSmarketplace.shop is where you can get those, where you can learn more and get them before they run out, because I do believe, from at least what I heard, that they're running out of stock. It's going to be out of stock for a little bit, and then they're going to start again. Make sure to go to TLSmarketplace.shop, get your medallions, get your bracelets, get your liver cleanse and everything in between. And of course, take advantage of the buy one, get one free promotion that the Light System, the sponsor of the event in January, is now doing for the entire month of November. Go to thelightsystems.com. They've never done this before. I don't know if and when they're going to do it again. This is what it looks like. Buy one, get one free. When you buy a Journey, a 12-unit system, get a cube. When you buy a Dream, a 24-unit system, get the Pyramid free. When you buy the Awakening, get the chair for free, which is a $25,000 value, by the way. And when you buy the chair, get the PEMF coil system absolutely free. Go check it out. Go to the website, speak with a specialist right here. You click that, it will take you to book a call with the Light System team as soon as tomorrow. Make sure to take advantage of that. Thelightsystems.com is where you can learn more. I've had a great time with each and every one of you today. I had a very busy day today as well. I was at an event with Donald Trump, with Adam Newman, with Tony Robbins, and with many other leading individuals, the president of FIFA, Messi, Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan Chase, and so many other people. There are very, very big things in the works, and we are looking forward to expanding the mission worldwide, globally, not to millions because we've already done that, but to billions of people around the world. And we will do that with all of your help. I don't just believe it, I know it in my heart, and I know that's why we're here on this planet. Make sure to be a part of the mission, join the mission, and let's change the world. Go to thelightsystems.com to learn more. Go to jasonshirka.com to get your tickets to the event. Be a part of the mission. Be a part of changing the world. I love you all, and I will see you all soon. Thank you all very much, and God bless you.